Not even 8 days into 2025 and things are heating up. Vaughn and Daylight are back outside and they have just responded to Tory Lanez, Joey Badass, and pretty much everyone else that's been talking down on the West Coast. Let's break it down. Right away, the song is called Crash Out Heritage, which is crazy. So, inheriting the beef, right? It looks like Vaughn is inheriting the beef from Kendrick Lamar. We know we getting Euphoria references. The West Coast is back outside. Right away, we see what's with the sneak dissing, taking shots at us, then hide the Uzi. Because the only badass the world was recognizing is Boozy. We get a little Boozy reference right there, but then now that's a straight, direct response to Joey Badass. Just letting you know, sit the fuck down. That's pretty much what Vaughn is telling you. Please don't get confused with shooting the movies. We really shooting. They're talking about Hollywood. Was on Soul album, so if you ask me, you look like a goofy. So he's talking about the collab that they did on our Absol's project. And then we come here and we see, I hope this message reaches you well. And Tory, you should be ashamed of yourself because DDG needed to sell. You did a verse from a cell. Talking about Tory Lanez doing that recent feature with DDG. He recorded this verse over the prison phone, which, you know, he's been putting out some crazy music over the prison phone. But the last track that he did, he pretty much subbed the West Coast, slightly subbed, where he was talking about being on Drake's behalf and, you know, essentially kind of linking up with him and just taking his side. So we see that the North is clicking up. Vaughn here, obviously he's calling Tory out to let him know, pipe the fuck down as well. He then said Stranger Things happen on the mic, which is a Stranger Things reference. I don't think I need to tell you why that's a significant reference to the beef when niggas beef over L's. Because we know that the beef is over. Drake lost the beef, but people are still carrying narratives to this day and are creating sub beefs from this loss. Like, we should really move on, but people are not prepared to do that because they still have shell shot clearly. Then he says, don't think you shot her. I was praying for your freedom as well. So Vaughn obviously believes that he didn't shoot her. You're loyal to rappers in your early days you beef with as well, which is very interesting, right? We see that Tory Lanez has had a lot of conflict, right? He's had a lot of instances where he's been beefing with other rappers, right? So, you know, that is a very interesting shot right there. And then he said, should have did a 60 days in for a podcast. I treat Maul like orders from Timu. He'll get box bad. That is a Rory and Maul diss. We don't even really have to get into OVO Maul and all the craziness he's been talking about the West Coast and on Drake's behalf this year. So he's catching some shots right there. Then he says, when it seems like everyone hate us, how can we not crash? The pop out did something for niggas who don't got dads. Watch us make the stock crash. So a lot of people have been talking down on the pop out and what it did for hip hop and what it did for the West and what it meant. People just trying to play down on the moment. But Vaughn is coming out again, like a lot of rappers and other people have worked with Kendrick Lamar and TDE this year, saying that this has done a lot for them and the pop out was a very significant moment. So he's reminding people, don't try to play that shit down because it really did something for us. He said, this TikTok crash out slang is not the right one. Our crash out is doing shit you can never come back from. I'm assuming that's alluding to Kendrick and just the overall West Coast victory, because this shit is something that people are still not getting over, and I don't think they ever will. And it kind of goes back to Kendrick on GNX, where he said, I'm doing what COVID did. They'll never get over it. Yeah, that's pretty much what's happening right now. Then he goes on, he says, Marathon, my soundtrack to my life. We in a giant race. Talking about Nipsey Hussle, long live Nip. My hustle before rap was client based. Pray they don't violate. Right there, we see the Nipsey Hussle reference. I'm trying to make it home to my daughters with my entire face. Ozempic claims on the block the way we losing the weight. More Ozempic references. I've seen so many Ozempic references these last few months. It's the most I've ever seen. Since it was name drop in the beef, I've seen insane Ozempic references. So it's just another insane drop here. And we know what that's alluding to, because a lot of people be on the Ozempic, it seems, especially this year. So that is an Ozempic diss. A lot of people are catching strays off of that, especially in Hollywood. Then he said, this in my side, leave you Krishan. Yeah, blue in the face. That's a Blueface and Krishan reference right there, which is crazy. I think Blueface is still in prison, but I don't know if Krishan is free. Blessings to them though. Hopefully they're good. Then he says, this is not AD, but AD know the community straight. I'm back on Fig. I'm getting in shape. He's talking about AD, obviously back on Fig. Then been losing my mind. It's not where it was initially placed. Tomorrow won't be in the same place as I am today. The West Coast, the best coast. Now get the fuck out of my... They ain't got it like us. We whooping feet and applying pressure. Point is that we've been at their neck, go at them diamond testers. So essentially the West Coast victory, whoop and feed. We know more Euphoria references. I feel like that's a song that's always going to be referenced in this beef. We see a lot of that here. And we got, that's why we always doing off like black people smoke detectors. We raised Pac, Dre, and Nip. That's a heavily trinity. And all we had was DJ Head to back us in this industry. Talking about DJ Head, he's obviously been a very important vocal point for the West Coast artists. And it was a very important stamp at the pop out, bringing everyone together. He said, bitch, it's LA County. We baptize goofies in the mud. Who really wants smoke with them niggas from the west side? We aliens on X-Files. You name the price, we Best Buy. Which is a Best Buy price reference. Insane. I'm all just deep in that now as I'm reading it. That was a crazy flip, right? On the dead homies, we'll turn them all to some dead guys. Man, fuck being buddy-buddy with niggas dissing in public, but see us in private and try to act like a distant cousin. A lot of people obviously ducking the fade in public, it seems, right? And that's not surprising because these West Coast niggas, they really come outside. They don't play around. This was the important part here. When y'all had y'all 10 minutes of fame, we ain't saying nothing. That's an important part here. As soon as the West Coast got outside, it seems like a lot of people just had an issue with it. More than most. When Atlanta was running the game, New York was doing their thing back in the day, no one was saying nothing. LA really kind of just went with the vibe. But as soon as LA comes back on their shit, everybody's upset. So this beef between all of them isn't personal, and I don't think it is gonna get personal. But it is interesting for the West Coast artists to keep repeating the fact that you guys never had an issue with everyone else, and we never had an issue with you guys running shit. But as soon as we do, you guys have a problem. And I think they should call that out. Don't check in when you pass the 10, then get you outdated. And he's talking about a reference to Dodger Blue when Kendrick said, how you living in LA when you don't travel past the 10? So a Dodger Blue reference right there. How we ain't like that. We influence everything. Y'all niggas move out to LA just to get put on by our gangs. If you don't like the way we pop it, then stop picking up our slang. All right, just talking about people getting extorted and they have to check in to come to LA. And then he ended it off here saying, felt compelled to speak up since y'all been looking for charity. Now y'all do what y'all gonna do, but just don't speak on my area, nigga. So overall, yeah, Ray Vaughn is back outside. Very clear, concise bars. He's coming and letting people know, yeah, we're not playing around, and I'm loving the energy. I'm so interested to see what's gonna happen next. Curious to see who responds first. Joey responds. Tory's gonna have to respond, but he's in prison, so I don't know how that's gonna go. But he seems he can make music. We also see that Daylight chimed in. He did a little response to Joey Badass as well. It was a little more mellow, but he was coming crazy with it. But then Ray Vaughn came in and set the tone. So let me know what you guys think of this song. What do you think is gonna happen next? Who's coming outside next? It's already only been a week of the year of 2025 and things are getting crazy. So let me know what you guys think. See y'all later. Like, comment, share, subscribe for more. And I appreciate you guys for supporting. You guys have a good one.
Tell me, I don't want to talk on no selling. You know I got language barriers. There's no accent you can sell me. You're cold and ivory, you know I'm a selfish. The crown is heavy. I pray they ain't my real friends. If not,